Jeremy Ryan from Defending Wisconsin Political Action Committee. I'm here with Officer Corcoran. He's a very nice officer. This is going a lot. This is going a lot differently than the last time. He's being very extremely friendly, and so are we. But we are going to get another citation for holding our 8-foot by 3-foot sign this time, and that's just how it is, And so we're going to uphold our First Amendment rights again. And Officer Corcoran did say, I respectfully ask you to go down to the ground floor, and he did say that, verbatim, I respectfully ask you to go down to the ground floor. And, I just said I respectfully declined for the same reasons as last time. And so that's how it's gone so far, and we're just waiting for the citations. Officer Corcoran is our buddy, folks, so I don't want to see any negative sign. I don't want to see any negative comments about him. He's been very respectful. He used the exact words, I respectfully ask you to bring that sign to the ground floor, verbatim. And, we just respectfully declined and made sure that we, use the same word, respectfully. And it's going very friendly, very peaceful, just like the last time. Oh yeah, I will, thank you.
At 10 a.m. Room 1000. April 8th at the courthouse, 10 a.m. Room 1000.
It's good.
It's
good. It's all good.
Hey, look at myself, man.
And we even have a copy of our last tickets here. Our last citations. We have Chip over here from the State Historical Society.
Hey, Jeremy.
So everyone knows the State Historical Society gets to see this one firsthand. Chip from the State Historical Society. He's a great guy, wonderful activist with us here. He's collecting the signs so that they can be preserved instead of thrown out or burned. And so, we definitely do appreciate that. And
we hope the signs won't be lost through this process too over the next few weeks, because they are being confiscated at this point.
Yeah, and so we do hope the signs won't be lost because they are being confiscated. That's correct. Yeah.
This one gets to go to that you're going to.
We'll probably have to confiscate the sign.
So if we come back with another sign today?
Yeah.
So it's one ticket per sign.
Just so the viewers know, Valerie was asking if we come back later with another sign after they confiscate this one, if it would be another ticket, and it's one ticket per sign is the policy. And I do want to note that Officer Corcoran here is only following orders. It's not like he wants to give us a ticket, or he's like, oh, let's give Jeremy Ryan and Valerie a ticket. Let's give them a ticket. He's not like that. It's not like that at all. Come on. So if people think it's like that, then I will say firsthand that it's not like that. And he's being very nice and very respectful. I want to reiterate that. And he's all around a good guy. I mean, when I come in through the security checkpoint and he's there, he's always a nice guy and he's always very friendly.
Sitting good.
In fact, I would probably go as far as saying Officer Corcoran and Officer James are my two favorite officers on the Capitol Police. I probably would, yeah. They've been the nicest out of all of them. I'm not saying that any of the other ones have been mean, except perhaps the incident with Sergeant Murdler, but we won't get into that. But actually, Officer Seifert and I also made up from our little disagreement that was on video earlier. So that's another thing worth noting.
I mean, it would hurt too.
Capitol Police have been very good throughout all this. They really have. They really have. And I think that's worth noting.
Oh.
And just so the viewers know, it is going to be a citation on Department of Administration Administrative Code. And what that means is Department of Administrative Code is a code that the Department of Administration put in place. And actually with the Capitol Police, they're an authority of the Department of Administration, I believe that's why they're the ones that rather than the few state patrol that are here that come and respond to these incidences. And so, it does make sense. They got to uphold their own codes. And this particular code, I believe, is just any other prohibited conduct as deemed by the Department of Administration. And so it's basically a blanket statement that allows Mike Hipsch to come in and say whatever he wants and make whatever rules he wants to make. And so that's what it is. I do actually suggest you all call Mike Hipsch's office. If you Google search Department of Administration and go to Office of the Secretary, you can call Mike Hipsch's office and you can let him know what you think about his administrative codes. Don't call the Capitol Police. Call Mike Hipsch's office. That's the thing. And we have been informed that that we will be requested to hand the sign over once the citations come, versus them being physically removed. So that's another positive side of this one versus the last one. But everyone's remaining peaceful, and everyone's remaining calm and friendly. And just so the viewers know why we're doing this, why we're getting these citations again, is because it's because the Department of Administration wants to, and Mike Hipsch want to make these codes to limit our personal freedoms. However, under the state and federal constitution, we are protected anywhere in a public place to hold whatever sign we would like under political speech. So given as this is a public place, we are exercising our rights under political speech to hold our sign, and the Constitution, both federal and state, either one you want to choose, both trump the Department of Administration Administrative Code legally. And it also says that our right to assemble shall never be abridged, and the legislature cannot change that. And so even if Jeff and Scott Fitzgerald got together and said, what do we do about Jeremy and Valerie, they couldn't do anything. They couldn't do anything. And the reason is because the legislature, by state constitution, cannot even abridge it. They can't even change the rules. The Capitol will always be a public place, and all of the floors. The only private places in this building, there are some private places, the Assembly and Senate chambers are private places, unless there's a hearing going on, then they're supposed to be open, and the private offices of the senators. I mean, we couldn't go in there with the sign. If we went into the private offices of Senator Grothman, per se, with our sign, and he asked us to leave, then we would have to comply, otherwise we would actually be violating law. However, we are in the middle of the first floor rotunda here, and this is a public place per the state constitution. And with that being said, we're going to uphold our constitutional rights. The freedom fighters here, we're going to uphold our constitutional rights and our freedoms and liberties and say, you know what, we just refuse to abide by an unconstitutional order. And that's really all it is. Let me pull up the iMovie again so that we can, well, it's constantly recording, but I need to see what it is. All right, for our viewers here, Valerie had a very good idea here. The idea is that you donate more signs, and so if everyone brings some large signs in for us, so that we can, so that we can do this and maybe have like 5 or 6 different tickets come court date, or even a wall full of them. Eventually this is going to turn into the straw that breaks the camel's back. These freedom fights and these protests to uphold our constitutional rights, and I do believe that, because there's only so many tickets they can issue before they just get fed up issuing tickets. And so with that being said, go ahead and bring some signs for us. And also there is a legal defense fund already set up, and that is on an Act Blue page, so everyone knows what Act Blue is. It's a very reputable clearinghouse, and given as we're a registered political action committee, it's completely legal. They do verify that everyone who does business with them is registered with the state, and so you have that security. And more importantly, outside of unlike PayPal, every single penny of your donation goes to us. So there's no processing fees. They do ask if you want to give them a little tip on the side. That's how they make their money, is, for the people that do. You can, it's optional, but every penny of the donation that you put in there will be given to Defending Wisconsin Political Action Committee.
Can I say something?
And any excess funds in the legal fund will go to our general fund.
I just asked Officer Corcoran what will happen if he confiscates our sign, and he said that if we come back with another sign, we will get another ticket. We don't really have resources to make more signs, so if someone could donate more signs,
They already have our names.
we will continue to come back and
See, we
get
brought a
more
bigger
tickets
sign, 8 foot by 3 foot
and do
this
more
time.
signs. So please donate signs.
So this is an 8 foot by 3 foot sign. It's laminated, and so I mean, folks, if you want to get these made, you can go ahead and do that as well. Any Kinkos. And make whatever type of message you want. I actually recommend that you use the words ALEC or the acronym ALEC. Apparently that's a very touchy subject with the Republicans, and so we're trying to get some signs that say what is ALEC or just anything with ALEC, because they're going to get really touchy and quite upset about that. And that's what we want. You know, we got to keep them on their toes.
What does that mean?
You know, I'm just loving this. People.
What the hell does that mean? Other conduct prohibited?
It means any order that Mike Hipsch puts in place has to be followed, otherwise it's other conduct prohibited. Yeah, and Mike Hipsch, of course, is the unconstitutional
So how-
warlord of this whole
Their
Department
lawmaking
Administration.
is offensive to us, so why can't we say that?
Well, because Mike Hipsch hides in an office and he never comes face to face with us, for one.
None of them has ever come out here. Oh, Grothman has rolled through.
Grothman does. That's what I respect about
So
Grothman.
they
At
just
least he
avoid it.
confronts us.
We can't avoid it. We can't be avoided like that. You know, humans are still like animals. Like what?
Welcome to Fitzwalker stand.
Too much handle. All right. Got it. Yep.
Welcome to Fitzwalker stand. Freedom fighters, folks. Apparently Mike Hipsch is very afraid of the big bad wolf. For the people that don't know, Scott Walker had called me the big bad wolf and public enemy #1 a couple of days ago. And so I always say, who's afraid of the big bad wolf? And apparently Mike Hipsch is very afraid of the big bad wolf, because he seems to want to berate me with tickets. Now, it was the Department of Administration that gave the clearance to issue this ticket and actually called the Capitol Police to complain and tell them to issue the citation. I have figured that out. Someone from the Office of the Secretary, which is Mike Hipsch, I'm assuming it was Mike Hipsch himself, otherwise it was on direct orders of Mike Hipsch. Good with names at all. I'm not good with names at all. And we have Will over here. He's also getting a ticket today.
Yeah.
He's from California, but he established residency here. He's been here well over 10 days since these protests, and so he definitely is eligible to establish residency. And we're all going to vote for Kloppenberg. We're all going to vote for Kloppenberg! Yeah, we just, we're going to continue doing this every day and all day every day until the actual order stops. You know, because in the end, DOA administrative code doesn't trump Constitution, and for us to abide by the rules when they ask us to leave would be to allow the unconstitutional practice and almost to condone it. And so, you know, so we're just gonna stick it out to the end and have a whole bunch of tickets either dismissed or going to trial at the same time. Yeah. Yeah.
How are you doing, Drew?
Oh, all right. How are you?
Not too bad.
That's good.
I like the last photo, or last
Video, yeah.
video we had.
Yeah.
Okay, so you refuse to put down the sign?
No, I don't. Well, yeah, I've refused to put down a sign, but yeah, after we get the citation, then I'll gladly, peacefully allow you to take it.
Okay. All right. All right. Well, it's just like it was 2 days ago. Okay. So it's other conduct prohibited. All right. The fine, which is an admin code violation. The fine is $205.50.
All right.
A non-mandatory court appearance at 10 o'clock in the morning at the Dane County Courthouse, room 1A. Okay.
All right. Sounds good.
Read the back of your citation.
All right. And then you'd like me to drop the sign? Okay. Yep. There we go. He respectfully asked that I drop the sign. We've gotten the citation, so we'll allow him to confiscate the sign. There was no
Aren't those
physical force
expensive?
use. What?
Aren't those expensive?
What?
To make up that sign?
Well, I'll get it back. I'll get it back after court. Well, thank you. Have a wonderful day. And he actually, I do. Thank you, officers. Have a wonderful day.
Good job, officer.
This is a very good demonstration on how to peacefully cooperate, but yet stand up for your rights, but peacefully cooperate with the police. An excellent demonstration on that. There's the ticket from today.
So I guess the law is that you can hold a small
A little
sign
sign.
on the first floor, but you
I
cannot
guess.
hold a large two-person sign.